Hi COP1000 students, this is Dennis looking at assignment 8A, this decision statement, getting a lot of emails from you all about issues that you're having and questions. So I'm going to just kind of do it for you. So the program says write a Python source document. Uh, I'll let you do your design tool. Ask the user to enter an integer. So getting an integer is simply maybe a print. I put a line on top of it, but it's basically an input statement and then converting the result of that input into an integer and storing it in a value. So that's getting an input. So once you have the input, your job is to test to see if it is an odd or an even number. So is the number entered? And that's what this 99 represents, just any number in the world. Whatever the user entered, is it odd or even? Now, there are lots and lots of ways to write code and to come up with logic. Here's a simple way. I take the number that the user entered, I mod it by 2. If that remainder equals 0, then this is true. If it doesn't equal 0, then this is false. So this is a Boolean value, which equals either true or false, and it's one of the data types that Python simulates. So this equation is going to result in true or false. If it's true, this equals true. If it's false, this equals false. So then the next task is the number the user entered a multiple of 5? Well, it either is or it isn't. Well, what is a multiple of 5? A multiple of 5 is any number that you could divide by 5 and have 0 remainder. So an evenly divisible by 5. So this is any number the user entered. If I mod it by 5 and I get a 0, then this is going to be true, which means it is a multiple of 5. If there's any remainder, meaning not 0 but some other number, then this is false, and this is not a multiple of 5. And again, remember, lots of ways. So your next task is to say, whatever number they entered, is it in the teens? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, or 19? Is the number entered? So again, I'm using this Boolean variables. Again, there's multiple ways to do this. But if the value is greater than or equal to 13 and the value is less than or equal to 19, then it is in the teens because this is going to be true. So is in teens equals true. If the value is not greater than or equal to 13 and not less than or equal to 19, then this is going to be false. So for example, if the value is 5 greater than or equal to 13? No, that's false. False and whatever is false. Then the last part of this program is to display the word red, white, or blue. So if the value the user entered is under 100, display red. If it's over 500, display white. If it's in the middle, including the 100 and 500, then display blue. So the code comes down and it says if the value is less than 100, then display red. If the value is less than 100, then display red. Else if, so if this is not true, then I come down here. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't display red. I stored red in this variable called color because I want to do all my output last. Again, lots of ways to do the same thing. So if this is not true, I test to see if this value is greater than 500. If it is, I store the word white. So if it's not red and it's not white, it must be blue. So I have 3 possibilities: less than 100, greater than 500, or anything in between. So there's the code. So breaking my code into sections: input, process, output. This is my output part. So on my output part, I put a line just for fun, and I end with a line just for fun. I display the number entered is the value. I do this test on this is even. Remember, is even is Boolean. It's either true or false. So that's a condition all by itself. If is even, then print even. Else, odd. If a multiple of 5, true or false by itself, then print multiple of 5. Otherwise, print not a multiple of 5. If, this is Boolean, in teens, print in teens or not in teens, and then finally print the color. Ooh, that cannot go there. I want to color over here. finally print the color, because I do not want that to be underneath this conditional else. So I want it to be out on this level. All right, we're going to see this. So I'm going to hit run. I'm going to hit run. When the code runs, it says enter an integer. So I'll type in 75. I'll press enter. So the number entered is 75. 75 is an odd number. It is a multiple of 5. It's obviously not in the teens. And it says the color is red. Let's take a look at that over here. So it's red if the number is less than 100. So that looks right. Let's do another one. So this time I'm going to hit or enter 166. So if I entered 166, it's not going to display red. It's not going to display white. It better show blue. So here I go, running the code, enter a number, 166. 166 is even. It's not a multiple of 5. It's not in the teens and blue. I'll run it again. I'll enter 775, so it'll be a multiple of 5. When I run it, 775 is an odd number. It is a multiple of 5 and it's not in the teens. I'll do it one last time. I'll do it with a number in the teens. So 19 is in the teens. So 19 is odd. It's not a multiple of 5. It is in the teens and red. All right, that's it. Good luck. And again, I want you to come up with your own solution. But I did want you to kind of get a view and see what I was doing for learning purposes.